everyone, welcome back. I'm doing some Gel-X dupe nails today, to be Glam. They're the DIY nails at home. I will leave the link below for you guys. It does come with your nail tips. The glue, which I'm using here, is really good. And a little mini lamp as well. I think it's £15. You can get it from Amazon, and it's also Amazon Prime, which is really, really good. So the thing that I like about this glue is you do only need a tiny bit. But when you put it on your nail, you can let go and it won't move. So you can let go to make sure it's straight. The suction is really, really good. Whereas most of them you have to hold until you cure. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just curing, just flash curing for 30 seconds. And then I pop it in my big lamp once they're all flash cured for 1 minute. So that's that one there. Yeah, you only need such a small bit. You don't need that much. And you're just making sure that glue goes just to the tip of your natural nail. You don't want it going all the way down the nail. You don't want to push it too flat because your nail's just going to be flat. You kind of want that apex to still be up there. So I'll let you watch this part and I shall be back. So I have cured them all in my big lamp just to make sure that they are fully cured. If they're not, they're just going to come straight off. But obviously I'm taking these off anyway. I'm running out of this glue. I'm not sure if To Be Glam sell it separately or if it just comes with the kit, but I will have a look. If they do, I will leave it linked below as well. So when I pop these on, I never put them close to the cuticle. I don't ever push them right up because I want to make sure that I leave like about 2 mil just to make sure I can get that file around the false nail so I can kind of blend it in all together. So I'm just shaping these up, making sure that they're nice and flat. I don't really want them curved very much. They're perfectly shaped anyway, so I didn't need to do too much. I'm just going around that cuticle to make sure it's blended really nicely and it's kind of as flat as possible so there's no ridge. I'm taking the little nubbin off the bottom, they always have those, and I buff over the top. You can buff and then pop a base coat on, or you can just buff and don't put a base coat on, as long as you buff, so then your gel polish has got something to hold on to. So yeah, I will be back in a sec. So I'm using this gel polish from Beetles. It did come in a kit. I think it was the nude collection. If I can find it, I will leave it linked below. I wanted these to be quite sheer and I didn't want to have to do like 2 or 3 or 4 coats because it does thicken up the nail and it takes away the shape. You can go back in and file, but you do end up taking off some of the gel polish. And I wanted this to be cut quite sheer. I wanted it to be more of a natural look of the skin tone, like nail bed kind of colour. So I did only do 1 coat of this. I've done this on all of the nails. Yeah, so it's up to you. You can do 2 coats, but I just done 1. I am running out of it as well. I've used it so many times. But if I can find it, I think it was £10 for I think it was 6 gel polish colours. It should have been 20, but it was 50% off. So I've done it all on all of the nails. I will leave everything that I can find that I'm using linked below. This is also Beetles. I got it at the same time when I bought the gel polish kit. These were a pack of 6. Sorry, my phone's going off. Yeah, these were a pack of 6 and these were £10 instead of 20. I don't know if they're still on offer, but I will leave them linked below just in case. This purple glitter is stunning. It's actually from Born Pretty and they sent me this as a gift last year in the summertime. So if I can find it on their website, I will leave it linked below, but I don't know if they sell this one anymore. It is quite old and I think I've only ever used it once because I'm not really into doing gel polish designs. I more do acrylic, but I didn't realise this was like a flash effect. So when I put it under the flash, that's what made me want to use it. So I'm doing this on all of the nails bar 1 finger. I do encapsulated glitter on 1 finger, which I will talk you through how to do when we get to that stage. I'm using Macart base coat. It's super thick. I don't use this one very often because it has a weird smell. I don't know what it is, but it's really strong. But it's so thick, I don't mind using it to encapsulate glitter when you're not using acrylic. So I'm just popping some of these blue little glitters from Glitter Planet. I've used them quite a lot. I have 2 bags of them. So yeah, I'm popping this on. They are quite thin, so they're fine to encapsulate. It's not too bad. And what I do is once these are all on, I pop in the lamp and cure, and then I go in with 2 lots of base coats afterwards over the top, cure again, and I usually go in and buff or file the top of it just to make sure it's all flat and smooth, but I didn't need to do that because these are so thin anyway. They encapsulated absolutely fine by putting 2 coats of base coat on top. So yeah, I put 2 coats of base coat on top, cure that, and then I just go in with a top coat once I'm finished. I didn't need to buff anything because it was nice and flat anyway. If you feel it, once you've done this part and you've cured it, and then you go in with a base coat once or twice over the top and it feels a little bit lumpy and bumpy, get your buffer or a smooth file and just buff over the top, and that's absolutely fine. It should be nice and flat, and then you can go in with your top coat. Yeah, you're just kind of smoothing it all out. I think these were also from Beetles, but I have looked for them and I can't find them. If I can, I will leave them linked. These are Flash Effect. Really, 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 really pretty. That's without the flash, that's with the flash. So I do use this on 3 of the nails. The other 2 nails I do the same, as you can see there, as my thumb and my index finger. I do this on my pinky as well. So I'll let you watch this and I shall be back.
Why?
So I'm just incorporating that purple onto this now just by doing some little squiggly lines. You don't have to do this. I just wanted it to match and not be the odd one out. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that all the nails matched, and I did want to have one that was not exactly the same as the rest. But just look how glittery and shiny and sparkly that purple is. It's not very often I use flash effect glitter, but I've been loving it lately. So you can do this a few different ways. I'm using a top coat and I'm going to top coat all of my nails first. You have to do that before you go in with your glitter. Otherwise, if you do your glitter around that smile line, you're not going to be able to top coat because the glitter is going to be in the way and you're going to find it really difficult. You're going to have to just go around that glitter. So I'm just top coating the nails, but then obviously the other finger that is got encapsulated glitter on, I use a base coat like I said not long ago. It's nice and thick, so I'm just making sure it's covering all of that glitter, you know, smoothing that nail right out so it's not lumpy and bumpy from that glitter. And then I cure that and I go in with a second coat, cure that, and then I just check to make sure it's nice and smooth. There's no lumps and bumps on there. If it was lumpy and bumpy, I would then file to smooth everything out on top of the nail, but I didn't need to because it was smooth. So then I just went over with a top coat. So yeah, it's really, really easy. I'm going to top coat my little finger. I cure all of this. And then we do that flash effect glitter. So all of those nails are all cured in the lamp for 1 minute. I'm just wiping off the sticky layer from the top coat and the base coat that we did to encapsulate the glitter. Because if it is a sticky top coat, if you don't wipe it off and then you go in with your flash effect, all that glitter is going to stick to the rest of the nail. So just, you know, make sure you're wiping off your nail first. I've made that mistake too many times. So this now, again, it was flat. I didn't need to file. It wasn't lumpy and bumpy. It was absolutely fine. So I can just go straight in with a top coat. You don't have to. You can buff if you want to, just to make sure, but it was flat. I didn't need to do that. So I've cured that. I've wiped it over with some gel residue wipe, if that's what it's called. It's gel residue cleaner anyway. So I'm using top coat to do my outline around the smile line where that glitter's going to go. You can use, probably easier to use the same colour gel polish, but I just like to make it harder on myself. As you can see, it's really difficult to see where you're putting that top coat. So I would suggest using a coloured gel polish, probably the purple, the same one that you've used on the nails. But I didn't do that. I just went straight in with a top coat. And you can use a longer liner brush, but this, as I said, these liner brushes, they were a pack of 6 for like £10 instead of 20. And ever since I opened them, I've tried them all out, but I've just stuck with this gold one. I don't know why. I've just stuck with it. I have got longer ones and shorter ones. So when doing smile lines, you should use a really, really long liner brush, but I've just stuck with this one for some reason. Yeah, so once you've done that top coat like I just did, or if you're using a gel polish, don't cure it. You want to leave it wet. Dump some of this glitter on there so it, you know, sticks to it. And then you can just make sure, you know, it's everywhere. Then you can go in and cure that for 1 or 2 minutes. I like to do 2 minutes just to make sure it's fully cured inside. You don't want that glitter flaking off and coming off. So I do this with all the nails, bar, I think it might be my middle finger. That's the one I leave plain. I just kind of liked that look, just having one without it. It looked quite nice. I didn't want to take away from the purple flash effect too much, so I did leave one finger without it. Yeah, so I will let you finish off watching this. So I've cured those for 2 minutes, and what I do is I dust off and I get my file and I just file down the sides of the nails just to take off any overhang of that glitter. It's not the super fine glitter that you can get for sugar nails. It's probably a bit bigger than that. I should have pushed in at the sides before I cured it, just to make sure that it was pushed in and nice and flat and not poking out. But you can just do it this way, it's absolutely fine. Just taking off any excess that might be overhanging slightly, because it's going to take away the shape of the nail as well. So I'm just dusting any excess off that might not be stuck down completely. And then I've popped my cuticle oil on, and that is the finished look. Again, I will leave everything in the link in the description below. So I've turned off my ring light and I've just got my flash on at the moment. It looks better when it's dark, and then you just take a picture with your flash on. But I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!